your weakness.
That's a lot of damage.
Only entry.
Why is there so many of you? Like,
Meridian guts run red to be cleansed.
am I gonna die, please? Okay. Now let's go ahead. Deathbringer. And then just this guy.
If the Deathbringers keep firing, this bridge will go.
Come on, Theo, let's jump on it.
Blocked again.
That was
He's quick. It's giving way!
okay. I do not.
What are you before the terror of the sun?
The one who will take you down!
Oh, okay. So that just got.
I am chosen. You came from nothing.
I would like to know how
Can't
it's
let him in
possible
close.
in this world that someone can take this many arrows to the face and still be alive. Like, that
Blocked
should
again.
not. Like, how does he keep blocking?
Damn.
You will die on nothing.
Just get closer. I don't even care. Just go up that.
A savage cannot understand destiny.
Okay, now I'm fine. I gotta do this. Stick you.
Your fate was set. Die beneath the sun.
Why do I have that thing on? Not doing that. This is a pretty tough boss fight. Not gonna lie. It's like he has so much health and his armor just blocks all this stuff. It's
I am frozen. This was not meant to be.
And we're supposed to do the hard because that gives you a better chance of this stuff.
None of this was meant to be. You made it happen. Followed your orders, butchered so many, and for what? To die on your knees, used like a pawn by a power you don't even understand.
You pity me?
Turn your face to the sun.
Stop monologue. Just kill him. Please. Good to see we actually have a protagonist who has the guts to kill their enemy in like every single movie where it's like killing is not okay. But I mean, if it's against a person that's done that much bad, if you try to imprison them eventually, we got too much of a Where do we want to go now? Scale?
Pick up a cannon on the platform.
It's taking a shot at me!
This is the cool weapon. It's actually unique. That does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Time to go.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna use a potion because I want to. Let's try to sell this. Oh, can I not do this anymore? Is that one like out of ammo or something? How the heck? Am I letting go of the wrong trigger? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Therapy to fire, so it is. That should kill you. Nothing else. So let's grab some. Okay, here we go.
South! They're coming from the south!
We just gotta keep this stuff sucked up.
Nora, girl, look out!
This gun is really fun to use. It's funny to just suck it up. And then it's action. Also, it's actually unique. Like, it's really unique. Like, who's ever thought of a gun where you gotta. Thank you for giving me your weapon. Where you suck up.
Firing on your platform!
Where you suck up ammo. And then you. Oh, it needs to be quiet. This armor is totally carrying. Like, the. Oh, I'm
chance to catch a breath and prepare.
This whole thing just gonna be a defending mission. Grab some medical supplies.
Raise arms again! Quick!
was very tense. That was very tense. Great. More death rooms. Please tell me this again. I really want to play more death rooms. That's just being uncreative. Uh-oh, there's Hades. That's not good.
Aloy!
I really hope that the final boss is
Aloy!
good.
Aloy!
Tab?
My old mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they...
No, wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Tab. I've gotta go.
How am I at such low HP? I really don't want to heal. It gave me enough healing items to get all the way up. HP. Where are we now? Right there, okay. So we gotta go trail of destruction. So the whole game has been leading up to this point of our fight with Hades. It's been building up his character a little bit. He still falls under the stereotype of like
Aloy, go!
bad guy who wants
We'll
to
draw
be
them.
destroyed.
Now you face their true son, shadow demons.
Okay, I think you should. Anyways, the other guy. Oh, it's tracks. Okay. I think that the fire will damage you. This just really took a turn for the worse. Like, it was mainly right, but then the last one where it was like going all out with fire and stuff. Okay, good. I need some healing. Thank you for throwing that in here, guys. Boss fight time?
I will answer your challenge.
I try not to take damage, but I didn't want to give up.
My
My
strength
arrows
is not
make it
yet
already
spent. I earned it by ice and snow. My strength is not yet spent. I earned it by ice and snow.
Oh my god, what is happening? What is happening? How is this dude jumping around so much?
I
Okay,
will answer your challenge.
I need healing stuff now. Gotta go get some heals. 'Cause I want to use all that stuff. Wait, can I craft potions? Yeah, I can craft some of these. Not gonna be much. Okay. Those could be helpful, I guess. I mean, not super helpful, but they'll still be useful. I still should be good on materials. Yeah, I'm on materials. There's the spire. Cutscene time.
It's begun. Hades is transmitting.
I knew it would come to this. Sucking up the energy. That's cool. We never saw that biomass thing in action, but now we got to saw how.
Hades has started the signal. It must have gotten through the defenses. Nora, Baron's vanguard.
If they just
I have
put
to get
like,
up there.
if they just put Hades in the body of a Thunderjaw, or in the body of a Deathbringer, it's not gonna be good. They better do some cool final boss one. Oh my god. Okay, I did not see that that was weird. I only visited the spire once. I was curious to see what it was. And then I went up to the spire, and then there was nothing
Gotta keep
there.
going.
There was no one
Keep
there
pushing.
and nothing. And I was
This
like,
wouldn't be easy.
this thing looks
Rolling back.
important, but it obviously isn't. And I kind of had a suspicion that it would become important, and obviously now it has. Now it's the main focus, because we finally learned what exactly it is. Okay, guys.
They're
Aloy!
alive.
It's Aloy! We thought you'd fallen and
No, the ridge fell on me.
not alone.
It's my fight.
We were about to go over the top
Yay,
anyway.
all
Right.
alloys. I mean,
Hawk and Thrush,
all
let's go.
alloys. All allies.
I should stock up. Last chance.
I need that, I'll take that. Need places. Take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. Got it? Ready?
The metal devil.
What do you do? Wasn't there like multiple metal devils? Like, I was under the impression that I remember when this game came out, I watched the final boss fight, and now
has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission. To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of entity has been accounted for.
and they just did a death rank. Okay, that's kind of lame. I watched this boss fight, so I saw this happening. Of course, then I had no idea what the game was about. Now I do. But I remember seeing this, and I was like, cool game, and obviously I had no idea what it was. These bombs do a ton of damage, so I should just be able to, like, totally try to shoot the turrets. And run a timer so the stakes are higher. No idea what that is, but it can't have been, can it? That can't have been. Okay, I'll try to get this thing to overheat so that okay, there we go. Just overheated. Now we can destroy. We just try to destroy these. Hey, 80s, how you doing? It would really be a shame if some Nora person were to come by and boil our planet. No idea what's happening there, but I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna
Another flight of machines! Are you ready? Don't let them overrun us!
How hard is it to take this cannon? Only level 30.
Time I've got left. I can do it.
Why does it? Oh, there's a sawtooth. I just gotta run and not have that happen. Not have this thing somehow keep tracking me forever.
Intensify aggression.
They're not letting
No,
up.
don't intensify aggression. That's okay, 80s. That is
We
not
still stand, and they do not! How hard is it to take out this cannon? Seven minutes left. I am just about halfway, so I should be fine. As long as I keep up this pace, hopefully if I take out this cannon, that would be helpful. Come on. Please. How much health does this cannon have? I've shot like 90 arrows. Finally, oh my God. Now, should I just keep doing this, or should I apply it differently? Let's go ahead and get our health boost up. 7 minutes. Let's go ahead.
this game, I love the variety of weapons. Like, there's slings, there's obviously bows.
We've got time. Still got time.
Yeah, we're just destroying this dude. We're just destroying this. Once I take out both the cannons, then I should.
Watch it. They keep coming. Knock them back.
All of you, focus on the new machines!
Oh geez, this is not good. This is like the exact opposite last thing that I would have done right here. Is some more enemies. It's important to not get hit and keep my armor up for as fast as I can. Or for as long as I can. Yeah, the strat is definitely to take out the new machines first. They're much easier. That medical herbs. I still have some stuff in my medical pouch. I wish that Ross would come back in this one. Maybe he will, but I think that he was really underused. He was definitely my favorite character, or at least like besides, he was one of my favorite characters. I really liked him. He had a lot to the story, and I don't like that they just like threw him away this fast, like just in the start of the story. And if they would bring him back, then that would be great. To finally have him and Aloy reflect and connect with each other after all this has happened. I don't think that Toad's I don't even think that it's effective.
We are life takers and machine breakers all!
I haven't been using that thing at all. It's just not as effective as jumping. Got that nice triple arrow action. Leg stabilizers. If I just spam fire on this one, I think that it should. Nope. There's me going through more arrows again. I used a bunch of wood in this thing. Because I've just been crafting arrows on the fly. I wonder what the world record is for fastest time. I wonder. There's gotta be a world record. This is a pretty cool boss fight. I mean, it's in an important area, and we had a lot of the game to learn about the Deathbringers and to learn about the Spire and Hades, and it makes the fight feel all that more impactful. Fighting against an important bad guy in an important area with against an important machine. If you're just gonna stay on the outside there, I'm happy. So close. I'm still doing this with a normal bow. Like, I didn't buy any bow that has special tear arrows, and I probably should have. Oh, it's over. I thought it was overheating. It was
County's clear.
The Deathbringer fall. The battle is ours.
Oh yeah, the Master Override. Now the timer just goes away and we can take all the time we need. Yeah. Now everything stops. You can just take all the time that we need, because there's definitely still not a rush to. I know I don't need ammo, but I just want to see it full.
System threat imminent.
I'm more than a threat.
I remember seeing this. I remember seeing that. Gaia.
Master Override armed. To activate state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master Override activated. Purging Extinction Protocol.
Yay. We saved everyone. Just nudge it with the stick. God. Must have been nice to sit in your palace and watch the whole thing, huh? And I got the trophy. That was a really satisfying ending. Like, I really feel that I accomplished something. I really feel that I actually beat Hades and it was actually important. Because the whole time, the whole story, it was establishing that... Oh, the music changed. I feel very accomplished after doing that. More so than other stories. Other stories, it was really just like a good game with an okay boss fight, but then here it was like a great game with the boss fight that concludes everything. That concludes everything nicely.
Okay, Gaia. Sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
Query. What did you feel?
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care. And that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious. And willful, unstoppable, even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit.
And what is this? What do we have here?
Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow.
It's a triangle. Game review. No, I'll probably do a review in a separate video. There's the cauldrons, yes. Probably one of the most fun parts of the game is the cauldrons and the tonics. Those are so. That was a very good ending because it did a good job concluding all of the loose ends. And most impressive thing about this game, I think, is how at the start, the first thing, besides the score, this song is amazing. It's so inspiring, and I love the soundtrack. It's amazing. But anyway, so the start, you start out getting asked the question, who is your mother? And you follow that throughout the whole game. That's really your driving motivation. And at the end, you finally find who she was, and you finally find her, and then you can finally come to peace. And so it shows your journey of searching the world for who you are and finally finding it, and along the way, you know, defeating an evil AI. But that's not the most important thing. And I loved the character growth. It had such a unique set of characters. But one thing I didn't like was how we spent a lot of time in Allmother, or in the Nora lands, building up characters there. But then as soon as we leave that, you never really see them again. So it's like those characters are built up for so long, but then you just go out and find new people. And I wish that there was like a way that they could have had those certain characters stick with you throughout the whole journey, so that you could have like a cast that's like always with you. So there was like sometimes you're with Aaron, sometimes you're with Avad, sometimes you're with Olin, sometimes you're with Silence, and the cast changes, which is nice to have a variety of characters. But I would appreciate it if it was a little more constant, like there was like a hub where all the characters would meet together. But maybe that is added here after the credits. It's a cool credit scene. My favorite part of the game was the scenery, or the world. Like, so much time was spent into it, just like making it. And you can see there's so much detail put into it. If you just look now, you see there's so many different textures. You have that thing, whatever the heck that thing is, that lightning, all the pyramids on the wall, all the sand on the ground, and it blends together to create like a futuristic but also underground cave vibe, and that's just the cauldrons. And then throughout the whole world, there's such a large variety. There's deserts, there's snowy mountains, there's grassy plains, there's oceans, and there's like lakes, watery areas, and the whole time you are exploring all these new areas, each of them so unique, each of them so much detail put into it. The world just looks amazing. Like, it is beautiful. Easily the best looking game I've ever played. God of War is probably gonna take that though, but there's so much detail put into each environment, especially in what's it called? The large city. That's like the place that we were at the end there, where we started the mission, with the M. Eridor? I don't know. That city, though, specifically, has so much detail put into it. Like, there's so many, like, little boxes and things, and there's just so much, like, depth perception, and it really feels like you're there, because, like, the bricks on the ground and on the walls, and all the people there, there's so many people there, and you can interact with them all, and it really builds the setting as you have all these different parts that have so much detail put into them, all these different layers. That place is huge also, and then it all comes together to form an amazing setting that has a huge variety of those consistencies, and like the whole time you're able to tell that it's like a futuristic world, because there's like lots of technology and robots, but it doesn't feel that way because humans are now living in tribes, which obviously if robots evolved, you would think that humans would too, but humans evolved backwards, but the robots have evolved forward. And so the whole time, it makes you think, like, what happened that it would set us backwards, but technology would continue to advance. And that's one of the other driving questions, besides, like, who your mother is like, how did our world turn into their world? And then, and throughout the whole story, you uncover that, and then, as you slowly learn, you learn the lesson of the story, and that's like, well, obviously to be careful what we make, and to not make some crazy powerful AI army to do that. And Tallnecks. Let's talk about the Tallnecks. That was so much fun. That was like the best like beacon version. The best version of like a beacon mission in any game ever. It was so much fun to go find the Tallneck. I wish there was more, and it was so fun to go find them. Have to like plan a way to get into the Tallneck and then jump onto it. Climbing up its neck is so much fun to have to find different holds, and the Tallneck is really tall, so you're able to get up on top, see the whole land around, and then the hacking animation. It just looks amazing. And it's like, I like how that one, most of the time when you're hacking, you have to hold Y, but that one is just one press, and that's like symbolic of how that one's more special. And the whole animation of like the beacon flashing across the whole map and showing you where all of the animals or the robots are is great, and those were all totally worth it to learn more about the land. It's over, and those Tallnecks were just absolutely amazing. That was so much fun. Again, I wish there was more. I know that there's one in the Frozen Wilds or the DLC. No, it's not over. Audio. The audio in this was pretty good. It was easy to hear fast. I mean, obviously it's not multiplayer, so the audio isn't that important. But at certain parts, like in snowstorms or sandstorms, you could hear that, and that was a really nice touch. Throughout the whole story, you're able to see that, like, there's the main robots, which are like the blue ones normally that are not hostile, and those seem like animals, and you're like wondering, like, how do these robots like think for themselves and act like animals, act like they're sentient. And then you see the corruptors, and those machines obviously look like they're more geared for war, and they have like tons of guns on them and missiles on them and stuff. So you can obviously tell that there's two very different things happening here. You have the main robots that are like more natural and peaceful, and then the attacking robots, which obviously seem more like in the near future that will build stuff like that to fight wars, and it's kind of disturbing. But and so you can obviously tell that there's a big difference between those, and it makes you wonder, like, why are there these two different types of robots? And then as you go further, you realize that the like robots built for war were built by the built in the ancient ages, and you can see that that's eventually what led to the downfall. But the twist of Gaia creating the other robots, that was amazing. Like, I kind of saw it coming, because the whole time I was able to realize that, like, something had to happen to make them thanks to cosplayers and fandoms. And what's talking about? Oh yeah, and it was I was wondering, like, how could these two different types of machines be so different but be in the same world? And then that twist made complete sense of how humans, us, in this world, created these horrible machines of war, but then after that, they were able to create something better, and these just peaceful robots that act like animals, and they were actually able to create life. You're welcome for playing. It was my pleasure to play this game. Thank you for making the game. It's not me you have to be thanking, because this was an amazing game. It was my pleasure to play it. Again, buy this game, play it. It's absolutely amazing. Frozen Wilds. I'm gonna skip this, because I haven't played the Frozen Wilds yet, so there's really nothing for me to talk about there. I think I've already talked about the game a lot and what I thought about it. Post-credit scene. Sequel time. Silence.
Hello, old friend. Remember me? We've still so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.
Oh wow, that's a really big creature. That's really big. Oh my god. That's... I would love to go and... I would love to go and visit that. Maybe that's a horse. No, the horses are just the big metal devils with the big tentacles, right? So they're obviously doing a sequel, and I'm definitely going to play that, because this game was amazing, so hopefully they can do just as good in the sequel. And I'm going to load in and see what's changed. Now, I don't think I'm going to go for all the quests, because that would just take too long. It's not really worth it. I got the main gist of it. I got the main point of the story. And about, like, discovering who you are. And just because you're born into, like, a certain part of society doesn't mean that you can't make that change. And obviously, Aloy going through the proving, and then eventually becoming a full member of the tribe, and then going out to become a seeker. Ended the War Machine threat. Thank you, PlayStation, for the trophy. I can't wait to play the Frozen Wildlands, because obviously it can't be quite as good as this, but it'll still probably add a lot to the story. I've seen that it's just like mostly fighting against just human enemies, but that'll still be fun. Say the world has been restored to just the to before. Yeah. New game plus, granting the option to play the game again from the beginning with all the loot skills you have accumulated. Cool. Created. Play this one. Choose the new. Thank you for playing. Go. And we're done. I'm still not on max level though. Yeah, so it restores it to back before that was done. What's that? Vintage? May as well go with this. Whatever, who cares about the vintage artifact? Oh, we're by the quarry. Yeah, so there we go, we're back with the Looming Shadow. Got some skill points. And now we have 65% completion. 0 on the Frozen Wilds. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey through playing the game and for watching all these episodes. If you are watching this. And I will see you in the next video, which will probably, I don't know what it'll be. Now that I'm done with this, maybe it'll be BO4, God of War. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.